All right, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Black Mass Paranormal. Today we are located in an area where we've been before. This is Frozen Head. As you can see, that's a prison mine. It looks like the state came in and decided that there was some idiot that came up here with a out-of-state guy and went inside of this thing. Do you all realize how dangerous that is? Like, this guy had to be an absolute maniac to do that right now. I mean, these mines haven't been serviced in God knows how long. So whoever that guy was and his friend from Pennsylvania, man, they went a little bit different this time. Freaking angle iron. Like, I think that's 1/4 inch angle iron. You ain't getting in there. So there are a lot of people coming up here though, to say, like, typically, so on the other side of the mountain going that way is an area that's called Windrock. That's where everybody goes four-wheeling. They take side-by-sides. There's dirt bike trails, there's a shooting range, there's a variety of stuff you can do out there. It's a really cool place. You can go camping there. When I was coming in, granted, it is a Friday, but when I was coming in, I was seeing tons of people. And I was seeing tons of people on the trail, which is definitely bittersweet to me, because the places that I go, historically, there haven't been a lot of people on them. But I put that information out there. Like, I put it out there, so I can't get mad if people want to come out and enjoy the mountains, look for something fun, and enjoy themselves. So I want everybody out on the trail. It doesn't matter whether you're in the park or you're in the mountains like me. We're going to be going way deeper in here. We're going to go past the tourist area. I just did a little pit stop here because after you go, see how it just kind of sails off. That's where we're headed. So we're going way deeper. So this is the area where I captured that sound. That's mainly why I'm back up here again. I really want to improve the quality of my content. So I bought new equipment. We're headed back. I had the drone running, so we're going to be hitting that. We got a new bike. It's the R002 to try out. A little bit close to it. So far, it's got great torque. It's helped me get up the mountain. It carries 2 people. It's fully suspended. It's got the headlight. It has 14-inch tires, which is a little bit smaller tire. So I'm a bigger guy. I'm used to like a larger tire. And the handlebars are a little bit closer together. So compare those two. It's kind of hard to stay balanced for me. It might be just something I got to get used to. But so far, this is the R002 e-bike. It's the moped style by TsT. They seem to be great company. They got me the bike real soon. They gave me a discount code to give you all. They're really, I don't want to say cheap. They're inexpensive. And it's a little bit different style. So if you were near a beach or like an area like that where you could ride like a moped style is more popular, I would highly recommend this thing, because you can carry 2 people on it. It's pretty slick. So there was a motorcycle just then, but before the motorcycle, there was something else. All right, we're gonna get up moving up the road. I'm gonna try to figure out what the hell that was. So imagine getting basically trained in here. I don't know what I'm looking at. Don't tell me those are those apartments they're putting in? Base of this trail. And he's just as confused as I am. That is a baby squatch standing in the trail. Look at that. He's like frozen, standing straight up. I'm looking at him and I'm wandering off. I gotta send that to Willis. Hold on. All right, so this is the back side of the mine. I think, dang, they closed all that off too. Huh. We'll walk over here and take a look at it. They're not going to be closing off everything. I know that. There's just too many mine entrances. I mean, I guess they might. Last time me and Tony were up here, this area was closed off, but this might have been a reason. Yeah, you got footprints. I'm blaming Expedition X for this one. But in all seriousness, people didn't need to be coming back here and going in these things because they're dangerous. They're like, there's something in the water back there. It's not only that they can collapse, there can be like low oxygen, there's gases that leak out of them, and it can hit you before you even realize it. So we are currently rocking the chest mount. I have no idea how well this is gonna work, but we're gonna give it a whirl because this is essentially where most people stop. So we are going to go deeper, which takes us more back around to the other side of the mountain. And see that old guard tower? It's wild. Guys would hike up or get dropped off from the prison and just be forced in a freaking mine. That's Tennessee though. It's kind of sad. The more I come out, I mean, it's really bittersweet for me because I want to inspire people to get out and go investigate, go looking for squatches. But at the same time, I don't know. We're getting overrun. I know one thing that I'm seeing is, so the initial plan that everybody had was that they were going to buy a house in East Tennessee, rent it out as an Airbnb, and then eventually retire there. What's happening is the locals' kids are getting forced out because everywhere that is renting, people need it to cover their mortgage rates, that sold their houses, and everything's so much more expensive than what it was originally. So the people that got out of Tennessee first made a killing. Now housing rates are crazy. Even out here where this is, I was just kind of looking around and seeing the Google has moved this, so Dandridge, this isn't Dandridge, but it's close to Dandridge, is one of the considered the nicest places in East Tennessee. There's not shit here. Like, there's nothing here. So in order for them to make them nice, they have to strip the fucking mountain, destroy everything. But the locals here, let me tell you something, the locals here are a different breed. I don't think they'll put up with this shit. Like, I really don't. I'm not instigating, I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but like, this has gotten out of hand. Like, out of hand. Like, nobody can go anywhere. Like, if you are in Tennessee right now, and you live here, you can't leave. So that the house that you bought because you wanted to get away from everybody, the surrounding area has been developed from people that just culturally are different. They're completely different than people from East Tennessee. They just are. They can't help it. They lived a faster paced life, and things moved a lot slower around here. So the people who had that mentality are gone. They're out of here because they basically sold the farm, moved to the beach probably. The people that are moving here aren't going to be happy because they moved here to get away from all of that, but they're bringing all of that with them, all of it. There was a guy that I saw that was complaining about people around his cabin in Gatlinburg. I assume it's Gatlinburg. It looked like Gatlinburg. Because people were walking up, these weird looking people were walking up and like looking at the sites and stuff. And I told him, you know, you might want to get to know your neighbors. They'll either help you or, you know, that's probably who it is. And his response was, oh, it's a rental. The ones next to it's a rental. So nobody like lives here, but everybody's just getting ripped off because they want to come here, and the locals are pissed off. The people from a different culture you know, I'm gonna be honest, the majority of them were like West Coast Republicans. West Coast Republicans come here and they have, I don't know if or what they are, really. I mean, I personally don't view the party as racist, but these people are claiming that they're Republican now, just saying crazy shit to people, and they just don't get it. They don't get it. They don't understand it. Like, a local's trying to buy a house, they're getting outbid by somebody from California who has $500,000 because they sold their home in California, buying the biggest, baddest house on the block here. And they're forcing people out. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They want their spot. They're overrunning, another thing I'm seeing, they're overrunning fishing spots. Places, like, I'm seeing kids that are going out fishing, which in East Tennessee is greatly encouraged, has always been encouraged. You just don't fuck with the kids fishing. Doesn't matter if it's your land, it's a pond. They're not, I mean, what? They're kids. That encounter of you walking up and telling them that they're not from around here, they don't live here, it's not their pond, and that they need to fuck off. That's not the way a Tennessee man's supposed to behave. And I'm getting tired of it. Like, yeah, whoa, it's a big... I heard him. Let's go get him. Hey, buddy. Woo. Come here. Am I filming him? Hell, I can't see. There he is. So, that is a king snake. Black snake, rat snake, whatever you want to call it. I was going to pick him up, but he's not really interested in me. Showing him some love. I wasn't going to hurt him. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. Brian, hold the damn camera still. It's like super zoomed in. And there's a bug crawling on my neck. That's another snake! Oh, fuck! Oh, God! Ah. Yeah, it's Tennessee. This little fucking snake, I guess he fell out of the tree up there. Sorry, I'm like way zoomed in. I was under that tree filming that guy, and I felt something hit my back, and I've got I didn't even see where the little snake went. I got my backpack on, I felt it hit my back and then I felt it coming, crawling up around my neck, and I just spazzed out and threw him down. Sorry, I'm a weirdo. I guess that's trail way to tell me to stop talking about it. But here's my thing. I'll wrap it up and then we'll keep on. We'll head on down the trail. Here's the thing. If you were moving to East Tennessee to leave that fast life behind, leave it behind. In East Tennessee, the majority of people, the majority of locals here, like, I don't think my parents ever made more than $50,000 a year. Like, growing up, like, we weren't, and we were doing pretty well. For the most part, I mean, we were getting by. There were times where, you know, we didn't have food and we didn't have electricity and we didn't have water, but like, we made it by because it's just a mentality. Everything passes. The people that are coming here, like, and I really started noticing it. I go to gas stations a lot. Always have. I get to know the gas station people. It's just something I've always done. I think it's a wise thing to do because they have the most connection to the local community and they know when things are going down. But anyway, I had been standing in line and this guy comes up, pulls up in like a Porsche. That's another thing. Like, moving to Tennessee and buying a Porsche, like, fuck you. Like, talk about standing out like a sore thumb. Anyway, standing in line, this guy just walks right in front of me. Doesn't even, has nobody around him. Like, me and the gas station attendant, like, meet eyes, and, you know, I didn't say anything. I just kind of was like, go ahead, you know. But simple things like that, and like holding doors for your elders, Like, people don't do that, and it pisses me the off. Like, letting females go in front of you. Like, there's a way of life. You got to move a little bit slower. You got to pay a little bit more closer attention to your surroundings. And keep in mind that the people were here before you have lived and survived all of this. So they know how to make it off the land. They know how to make it with each other. And being an asshole and acting like you're better than everybody and not taking the time to just acknowledge people, those are the people that like stand out like a sore thumb, and you are gonna be miserable. Yeah, you might blow into town thinking you're hot shit. All right, we're gonna get up. Okay, so what I want to start doing in a lot of my videos is to include these extra drone shots of me actually navigating the forest. That way you all can have a better idea of the distances that I'm actually traveling during these investigations. A lot of that stuff gets lost in the translation when I'm producing the videos. You all just kind of see me at different parts in the forest, but don't really know how I'm getting there. So during these times, I usually will try to find some sort of game trail to track. That way it will at least give me an idea of the way the wildlife is moving through these forests. Now, in this particular area of Frozen Head, around, if you were going to be looking kind of to the left where I'm looking at now, that's going to be the general location of where that original amazing piece of audio evidence that I captured in the courtyard of Brushy Mountain. So there is some sort of massive predator moving through this area and hunting the local wildlife, as well as the local farmers are having trouble with this creature, which I believe to be most likely a Dogman. I have found several indications of a Dogman in this area, to include its prints, its sound. I've found fur. I've found straps of kills in this area, and it's pretty amazing to be able to get out here and to get to show you all this stuff here. So here we go. But the truth is, you just look like an idiot, because the Porsches, the big houses that were built, those just aren't like what these people care about. So don't be surprised when that shit plumbing leaks and your roof is leaking and the guy pulls up in the old beater truck and takes all your money. All right. I think we're gonna park the bike. We are gonna go down this holler and mine here. I'm really excited about my projects that I'm working on. I'm doing both. We're gonna be doing both YouTube videos and like, I don't know what you want to call them. They're a little bit more something. I don't know what we're gonna call it yet. There's a big rock formation I was going to look at. Hold on. All right, obviously I'm having a lot of audio issues in this investigation. So there are some things that I think that I could have done better as a content creator. However, there are some things that I just can't explain. For instance, this section of the video, the audio is just cutting in and out like there is something interfering with it. Now, I've seen this a lot around boulders like this. I don't know if it has to do with anything paranormal or what, but I swear to have found a portal along a boulder that was similar to this. A lot of granite structures have been talked about by a variety of researchers regarding people going missing and stuff like that in Appalachia. And I have found that there tends to be a lot of strange frequencies that happens around these types of boulders. So it's a possibility they could be some sort of portal. David Pilates often talked about how people vanish around large areas in like boulder fields, kind of like this. So this to me is could be a great point to start looking for possibly where the Dogman is originating from. Some sort of structure like this. Yes, it looks like a massive boulder and doesn't look like there's too much to it. However, there could be something else pretty crazy happening just within this area. The Frozen Head State Park is known for having a lot of paranormal activity. These types of geological formations are pretty common throughout Frozen Head, and I believe that the Native Americans would also use these types of geological formations for a variety of things to include like markers and sacred spots to them to make their connections with the earth. So at this point I am looking for any sort of footprints in the soil, and I'm starting to hear this noise, kind of similar to what I'd heard prior to when I saw that juvenile Sasquatch up the trail some. Now, a lot of people would freak out over seeing something like that. However, what I'm finding out is the Sasquatches, they are not as aggressive and they are not as threatening as a lot of people claim them to be. So I am looking for more of a predatorial animal, such as the Dogman, which I believe I've had a couple of close encounters with. Which this thing is a pretty nasty one, being in the back of a cave that at the time I didn't even notice it, but inside the cave there was all sorts of evidence to suggest that this thing was a pretty nasty predator. It would take out cows, it would take out goats, it would take out all sorts of larger animals that you don't typically see with the local wildlife, such as like the black bears, even in the area. Now, a lot of people debate whether or not the mountain lion is still an active predator in Appalachia. There are some suggestions that the mountain lion is still out there. I believe that they are. I also think that there's a form of jaguar that is hunting in this area. Now, not to be confused with the coy wolf, which is also another animal that I have documented on trail cam in Frozen Head. This is an animal that's not supposed to be there. It's a combination between a gray wolf and an eastern coyote. This thing creates this amazing animal that has this kind of like spiked fur across its backside. It's pretty large. It's a little bit smaller than a gray wolf, but bigger than a coyote. This thing's pretty freaking vicious looking. And I would imagine that if you were to come face to face with this thing out in the forests of Appalachia, you would probably say that you had some sort of encounter with maybe a dogman, maybe a juvenile dogman, something like that. But it could offer an explanation to what people are experiencing. Now, that does not explain the 6-inch in diameter canine prints that I'm finding in areas like this. There obviously is going to be some sort of other large canine. And when people talk about the size of a dogman, I think that they are underestimating how tall nothing more beautiful 6-foot werewolf looking thing can be.
Creek in the mountains with nobody around. So during my live, we had a discussion on the height of the dogman. I think this is a very key, important thing that people talk about, because for one, the size of the animal is truly going to matter. I don't see in the area that I'm in an oversized, like 8, 9 foot, 10 foot tall that some people talk about dogman being out here. The reasoning for that is because of the terrain. I don't think that it could effectively hunt in this type of terrain being that tall, which could lead, and there's trash. How is there trash? Which could lead to a better understanding of what this thing really is. A lot of people go back and forth. I think that it's more a result of, and I hate to say this, but government intervention and the government playing God, which scares me, because if they were able to do that to a creature like that, then holy shit. There's another large print, so it's pretty old, but it's definitely kind of canine in shape. You can see the shape of it. I don't, it's not very clear, so I can't really count that. Look at this tree, it's just eating the rocks. Let me get this trash, because that's what I do. By the way, if you go out in the woods and you take a shit and you use some sort of non-biodegradable material, take it with you, because like, I don't want to pick up your dirty ass underwear. I don't want to pick up your nasty shit. And these are my mountains. So it's going to get picked up. And somebody's going to do it, and it's me. But clean up after yourself. I've got to find a better way to freaking be recording all the time. So I'm like cruising back. I look up across this wood line. There is this, I don't know what the fuck it was. This huge black mass just cruising, just ass and elbows right across that tree line right there. It went up and over the side of the mountain, and all my equipment's dead. I think that was the creature that screamed. And that thing was big. Holy shit. It's freaking beautiful though, isn't it? Could have been a bear, I guess. Looked awful skinny. Bears are pretty fat right now. Well, no, I guess they're probably not fat right now. They're probably skinny right now. Coming out of hibernation. I don't know, it's wild. But if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Definitely give this video a like. Let me know what you think of the Dogman in the comments. So this is going to be a part of another video. So we're doing big, dramatic type video. It's going to be super cool. But this is just kind of, I guess, the making of my YouTube channel. Till next time.